Is there a way to kind of travel back and forth between non-physical and physical without the birth experience?
Oh, yes. You see, now here is another way of looking at that. Physical beings who cling to their physical identity often feel lackful when we talk about re-emerging into the non-physical, re-emerging into the greater whole, because you feel you'll lose your sense of identity. When in reality, now here's an example of it here. Esther, who is physically focused and a rather bright physical being, in other words, before she connected fully and consciously with her non-physical energy, she was allowing a good deal of it to flow through. In other words, her inner being was present within her often, even before she knew it. She was joyful in nature. What she would tell her friends is, I'm just going to live happily ever after. They would say, what are you going to do when you grow up? And she would say, I'm just going to live happily ever after. She had no idea exactly what that meant. It just sounded like something that she would want. Now, as she allows Abraham to express through her, she is opening to much more than her own inner being. She is allowing infinite knowing to flow through her. As you discuss various topics, she is able to allow you to reach through her vortex to a broad range of infinite knowing. We promise you, Esther is not losing her sense of identity in this. In other words, she does not feel less than as she allows this to express through her. She feels more than. She feels expansive. She feels expressive. She feels clear-minded. She feels secure. She feels well-being. You see what we are getting at? So as you reemerge into non-physical, we promise you that it's going to be an awesome experience, not one of diminishment in any way. So now to your question. When you are understanding the existence of non-physical, and you understand the existence of your inner being, and you understand the relevancy of the non-physical energy to the physical you can transfer back and forth all that you want. In other words, very often when we hear someone who is wanting to be a sculptor or a painter or a musician, sometimes we hear you say things like, I would like to channel Van Gogh or Beethoven, and you always pick some old dead guy that you're wanting to channel, because it never occurs to you that you could tap into the same essence or energy that he did. In other words, why do you think you never pick a living artist and ask to channel the same energy that he is channeling? It's because you're accustomed to thinking in terms of being dead or alive, when in reality you have access to anything anybody has ever had access to. But here's where your creativity comes in. What do you think about acknowledging, let us say that you are finally tuning your craft as a musician, and what do you think about enjoying or appreciating the skill of this artist and the skill of this artist and the skill of this artist? And by your appreciation of all of these different characteristics from different beings, as you appreciate them, you vibrationally culminate all three of them or all four of them, and then you attract the essence of all of that for your own unique style. You see what we are getting at? That's what you have access to as you are physically focused. As far as interacting non-physically, every night when you withdraw your focus from this experience, which means when you go to sleep, you do re-emerge into that environment, and you have a grand time. And then your dream state is your translation back into this physical equivalent. When you have an out-of-body experience, have you done that yet? No. When you have an out-of-body experience, what that is your non-physical perspective coming here into this environment to dance with you. That's why you feel bodiless. You are. In other words, that's why you're able to move. Esther swoops around on the golf courses. That's what she does in her out-of-body experiences primarily. Very often when she is wanting that, she lies on her bed and pretends that it's a magic carpet. And then she can feel the bed feeling as if it is the carpet, and she can feel it beginning to lift, and then off she goes. And then in about 2 or 3 minutes into it, she leaves the carpet behind. Right. There is so much of a delicious other dimensional nature that you can experience, and some of that is what's being translated into these very literal but distorted conversations about ascension. Good.
Thank you.